Russo's Playbook. Alright, what's up, everybody? You know what time it is. Another episode of Russo's Playbook.
Clippers in 7. Clippers in 7.
Stop that.
Stop you. Stop you.
Looks like
Kawhi's
the
not
boys.
coming back.
Yeah, he doesn't need to.
Ooh.
He doesn't need to.
PG's not having another 41 on 19 shots. Whatever.
You're right. He's going to do 35 tonight because that's
Stop
what my
that.
bet says.
I'm all for that.
Well, how you guys doing today?
Hey, I'm all for that, all right?
Clippers in
But
7.
Suns in 6 or 7. I'll give them 7,
6
though,
or
but Suns
7.
in 7.
Clippers should have already.
D-Book is taking that.
Clippers should have already won the series.
Yeah, but they didn't
That's why they're going to do it in 7.
because PG missing free throws.
That's
That's
fine.
your guy? That's
That's
who you
fine.
trust?
No. That's not my guy. That's
Alright,
most
that's
who you
definitely not
trust.
my guy.
That's who you
Let's
trust.
bring it in here.
No. I trust Reggie Jackson. I trust
Okay.
small ball. I trust a lot of other things, AG. Don't worry. We'll get into it. Clippers in 7.
All right.
Alright, so we're firing all cylinders this morning. We got a lot to talk about. Obviously, NBA playoffs, maybe some Kawhi Leonard news. But, as always, we'll start with our favorite segment, Stop That. So I'll kick it right off with Seattle Mariners relief pitcher Hector Santiago. Listen, dude, not only are you now the face because you were the first player caught with sticky substances during the checks, but the fact that you had the audacity to even think you could get away with it.
Yeah.
I mean, Hector, please,
Stop that.
the fact that you've watched all these pitchers get 3 or 4 checks during a game in the middle of innings, even when they let up 8 runs, they still get checked. And you thought, let me just sneak this one through? What are we doing here?
You know what? I thought maybe that they were going hard at first as well, but I didn't think that they'd give up like anytime soon. I think that they're going to continue to do these checks this way, and you're 100% right. I just don't understand how you could watch all these games. Who was it? Schwarz, what's his?
Schwarber?
Yeah. I mean, he got checked 3 times.
Oh, no, Max.
Max.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. But he got checked 3 times to the point where he's throwing his hat on the ground, throwing his glove on the ground, starts undoing his belt like he's about to just whip his thing out and just...
Sergio Romo took off his pants.
Yeah,
It was
exactly.
like his 3rd check. He was like, dude, what else do you want to check? And he pulled off his pants.
Yeah, exactly.
What are we doing here?
I don't blame him. It gets old real quick, but I mean, just to think that like you're gonna be getting it, I don't know, getting past everybody else. Like, come on.
Yeah, that was
It's not like that.
very bad. But what you got for Stop That today, AG?
We got to talk about the NCAA. They sent NC State home from the World Series due to COVID stuff. COVID-related stuff. What did one of them have COVID or something?
Something
It
like
was some
that.
kind of COVID protocol violation or something happened, and they sent them home. And then they posted their full capacity stadium with like the number of people that were there on Instagram. I think it was.
Instagram, Twitter.
Oh, on
just
everything.
about everything.
Yeah, just to, they were bragging about
Yeah.
the fact that they had a full capacity stadium. But NC State, those kids, seniors, can't play their last World Series. They don't have a chance at a championship they just worked for.
Even if they test negative.
Right. It's back to the NCAA. It's really on par for the NCAA, so I'm not surprised. Just
Yeah.
disappointed. That's Hunter would say.
Yeah.
But the NCAA, man,
Stop
stop that.
that.
It's crazy. I mean, they just have a history of fucking over the student athletes, which are really the athlete students in their eyes because they don't give a rat's ass about their education. But yeah, I mean, we talked about it on one of my other sports shows, Giancore, Gianchor, about how they weren't paying the athletes. You can check that out on YouTube. But yeah, I mean, NCAA, man, they're just always doing this, and
Yeah.
it never makes sense.
Yeah, no, I'm just over the NCAA. Like it's the same. They're like finding different ways to disappoint me at this
Yeah,
point. So it's just it continues with them. It's just, in my opinion, like a monopoly that takes advantage of a lot of these kids. And for them to take away the opportunities for these kids, it's kind of, I think it's just as bad, if not worse, than seeing what they already do.
Dude,
So
they had to deal with it last year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Especially for baseball. Basketball got a chance to finish their season now, but basketball last year got a chance to play most of their season. They didn't have March Madness, but it is what it is. Football got to play their whole season.
Yeah.
It's baseball that just got ripped twice now. NC State in particular.
Yeah.
But it sucks. But on the bright side, to what you were saying about the monopoly and like taking advantage of the players and stuff, the court ruled against them earlier last week. So now.
Oh yeah, they're gonna start.
They
can start paying.
But they can start making money from their likeness now.
Yeah.
Like all the athletes and stuff. That's what we talked about on Giancore on our
As they
YouTube.
should.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yep. I mean, like even just guys like I know we're getting off topic for a second though, but remember like was it like a year or two ago the UCF guy, the kicker, he like was making money on YouTube with like streaming or something, and they made him not play.
Yeah.
But it's like it had nothing to do with his name from football or anything.
Because he couldn't play, he didn't go to the NFL, and he is a hell of a kicker.
Yeah.
I follow him on social media.
And there's probably cases where people had that decision to make and just didn't even finish school either. Like I don't know if he stayed in school after he stopped playing, but there's probably people who just did it, and it's like, oh well, student athletes, you care about them being students, but you're driving them away from college.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So yeah.
I mean, if you want to think about how much the NCAA takes advantage of things like that as well, think about a Ray Rice jersey for Rutgers, right?
Yeah.
Think about the number 27. Rutgers purposely changed the numbers that they were selling on the back of jerseys to being 27 without putting his name on the back, so they could still make money off of his jersey while not having to give him $1. I mean, they wouldn't have to give him $1 even if they did put the name on the back, but essentially that's what they do. That's just
think
taking
about
advantage kids.
Think about a 5 USC jersey.
Oh my God, with Reggie Bush, you gotta be kidding me.
Come on now.
You gotta be kidding me.
Yeah.
They probably sold enough of those to literally buy a whole new university.
Yeah, we bought all this up. JohnCord.com. Check it out.
Gotcha.
Little plugs. Got to.
My stop that, as funny as this is, it's kind of contradicting because it goes against the Clippers, but it's actually just for the Clippers medical staff. It has nothing to do with the players or anything.
I don't think that's contradicting really.
So reports are coming out that they actually misdiagnosed and underplayed the extent of Kawhi Leonard's knee injury. All I have to say to that is stop that. All right, let's realistically think about this here. So you're gonna do this to the guy who sat out from the Spurs and didn't play a year after they did the exact same thing to him. You know how seriously he takes his body. He is going to be a free agent this summer, and your plans were to keep him. And let's be real, this was all just for a playoff push. So I mean, while Kawhi Leonard, like, depending on what that knee injury is, there's, like, talks that he's going to need surgery. I'm guessing that it's, like, a partially torn ACL, maybe even, like, a torn meniscus kind of situation here. But, like, I mean, he was playing on it before. And I think his statistics were every single game that they've won in the playoffs, up until that point where he stopped playing, in the fourth quarter, he didn't miss a single shot. So
yeah, he was going off in the fourth.
He's playing like that on a bum knee. However, if there's one way to definitely make sure that he doesn't come back, it's probably doing that. Yeah. And I mean, that just shoots the Clippers in the foot. You know what I mean? It's just someone who they could really use on the floor, someone who would have made the difference for them in all of the past games that they've had with the Suns. But it is what it is. You can only get what you can get, but I would not be surprised if Kawhi walked this summer and decided to go and play down with the Mavs or maybe with the Knicks or anywhere in between.
Yeah, I think the Knicks would be great.
Knicks.
Yeah, I think that would be a great pickup for the Knicks. And they got the ammo to pull off a trade this summer.
Well, one interesting thing we do have to think about and consider, though, is the fact that if it is something torn, if it is a surgery, depending on how bad it is, he's not going to be playing next year anyway. So, because
it depends. If it's like a meniscus tear, like he'll be back in 2 weeks.
We don't know what it is yet, though. So I'm saying, like, we got to keep in mind, like, even if he goes to the Knicks, they might have to wait a year for him. We don't know. Or right? Klay Thompson, stuff like that. So yeah, we shall see.
Yeah.
I agree.
But let's move right along into some headlines throughout all the sports world. We'll start with the NFL. So Brady says, we talked last week with Brady calling out the one team in the preview, saying, he really stuck with that guy, clean version. So he came out and he just wanted to say it wasn't Mitchell Trubisky and the Chicago Bears. But I mean, now that he brought it up, it kind of makes sense.
Yeah, I don't know. When he first, I saw that on Twitter and everything, I was thinking of all the teams he was talking about, and I couldn't really think of one until he mentioned Mitchell Trubisky and the Chicago Bears. I was like, that that pans out. You know, that shoe fits a
You're saying
lot
no,
more.
but what are you really saying?
Yeah, you know, like what other teams could you have really been talking about? So I mean, I don't know. Brady's gonna be Brady. Brady's gonna, you know, say what's on his mind and what's on his chest. But I don't know. I don't think you should be living in the past. Like, you won the Super Bowl, bro. It's all good. Like, move on. Like, you shouldn't be that hurt anymore.
But I don't know. The only pushback I would offer to Chicago, being who he was talking about, is like, do you guys think he wanted to stay in the cold and play in the cold to end his career again? He just had to deal with it in New England.
Doesn't his wife have business in Chicago?
All right, you beat me.
I thought it was.
That's a better point than me, son. You got
it. I could be wrong, but I thought she had business in Chicago and then somewhere more south, not Florida, but somewhere another.
Interesting.
I can't think of it, but she had business down there, so they were either going south to like Florida or
Chicago,
more north.
Oh, then it's a good.
So that's what I think
a solid
it was.
Call, yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah, but and then we'll move to Demaryius Thomas, Broncos wide receiver, retires officially. And I thought he retired last year, so my fault for jumping the gun.
Yeah.
But I don't even think he played last year. He didn't get signed to a team or anything. Jets didn't re-sign him, thank God. So,
you know, though, like,
he's had a hell of a career.
I was gonna say, you say thank God, but Demaryius Thomas in like the beginning years of his career,
prime,
he was an absolute
Payne
issue.
went over there,
Yeah, so I think he was the 12th or 13th highest ranked wide receiver earned money wise.
Oh,
he made like $75 million, I think it was.
I could see that.
He got some good deals.
Yeah, he deserved it.
Yeah.
He got Tim Tebow his playoff win.
Oh wow, he did. Yeah.
100%. That was him, right? That was a fucking
I feel like he was one of those random wide receivers that, like, in the back of your head, like, you know he's good, but, like, you know.
But you're never, like, considering him for, like, top 10 discussions.
Yeah.
Like, even in his prime, like, where he might have arguably been up there.
Yeah.
We're never talking about him.
100%.
But he's there, and we know he's there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Good for him on
That's a good
retirement.
point, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And then a player who wants to come out of retirement, Brandon Jacobs, says he has multiple teams contacting him and his agent about playing
Jets.
defensive end at 39 years old. The Jets aren't doing it.
It's got to be the Jets, bro. Who else?
We're top 5 youngest team in the league. We're not signing at 39 years old.
Yeah, that's why they need some vets.
No. So we'll pass on that to whatever multiple teams that are talking.
My bad. You're right. I forgot that the Jets front office is a little bit halfway competent these days.
No, we're
I forgot.
fully competent these days.
My bad.
No, you're hating, but it's okay. We are fully equipped to do something.
I'm just sitting here thinking, like, what team in their right mind would just be like, yeah, Brandon Jacobs, that's the answer
for a defensive end.
That's who we need to bring in. Like, I don't know, man. That's just.
I mean, the Jaguars said Tim Tebow at tight end. We need to bring him in, so anything's possible.
There's weird things going on in Florida. That's some Florida energy right there to bring back Tim Tebow. But I mean, I don't think anyone in their right mind should pick up Brandon Jacobs.
Not even just for a little tryout training camp.
I'd pick him up as a coach before I picked him up as a player. You might be a hell of a coach. You might teach you to run through the A-gap. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, he's got it. But like, dude, he's old now. He's 39. However, one thing I did want to touch on is, have you seen Brandon Jacobs' kid?
Yep.
He's like
huge.
He's like a freshman, and he's built like a 31-year-old man.
Yeah.
Like, he's huge. He's massive. He's a freshman. He's like 270. I think he's like defensive line. That kid. That's the only Jacobs you should be looking for.
Maybe that's what they're
to your
trying to
team.
do. Maybe they're trying to be like, look, I'm gonna give you a chance, so that you can convince your son to, give us a chance.
Bro, that kid's gonna be like the first overall pick by the time.
Yeah, but when he gets out of that
college.
contract, just saying. Maybe they're thinking ahead. That's all. So it's definitely not the Jets if that's the case.
So moving to the next headline. So we got Dan Snyder, the Washington football team CEO, has now made his wife, Tanya Snyder, co-CEO. And I mean, you fix your problems by bringing in your wife to also fix the problem. I don't think it makes sense.
We honestly probably should have stopped that as well.
Yeah, I was just about to say the exact same thing. Like, that would have been real good. Stop that. I don't know, man. This, like, I don't want to be like, name all 32 teams to her, but like, I want to be like, like, what do you got? What do you got in your arsenal? What if she took over and she's actually just filthy? Like, she actually is the answer.
Well, that's the thing. Like, even if she is, it's just like there's a lot that comes with that last name in Washington right now as we speak. Like, that's just a bad hire, even if she's the best option
Yeah.
in terms of doing the job. It's like Dan Snyder's got some actual issues going on in that organization.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken.
No, you are not mistaken.
So,
No, yeah, he's got a lot.
So yeah, let's hire his wife, even though he has like misconduct with women issues going on, and it's just
which
like,
he admitted to during his press conference.
It's like
with his wife.
Yeah,
he talked about it. He literally said we've had issues in the past.
I don't got a lot of words for this topic.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like,
the viewers should just hear this and just be like, "Oh."
I can't figure out what this. Like he admitted it next to his wife in the press conference. Like,
shit happens.
Is she on like a contract now? Does she get paid? Are they just doubling down before he gets to like gets?
I saw the headline. I laughed. I kept it moving.
Before they get rid of him?
I laughed. I kept it moving.
I don't really know. It was laughable at this point.
Dude, that's ridiculous. I mean, what are...
Yeah.
Let's move on. I don't know what else to say. Like, stop that.
I hope she's successful.
For sure.
Well, yeah.
That's it. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I'm rooting for her.
Good luck.
So we'll move into some NBA news real quick before we go to the playoffs. We had the Celtics hire Nets assistant Ime Udoka.
Love it.
Great pick.
Love it.
Yeah.
Great pick. He's a great coach.
Then Pacers hired Rick Carlisle, 4 years, $29 million.
Great coach.
Yeah.
Mavs hired Jason Kidd.
Interesting.
Yet to be proven, but
Yeah, I don't hate the hire. I do think Jason Kidd, he's still new to coaching, man. Like, like let's let this man pan out, and like he didn't do that bad of a job in his past 3 years, but I would love to see them go out and find the way to get Dame Lillard or one of these big time free agents, and I think the Mavs and Dame Lillard would just be a great combination. I think that works out really well with Luka. But I'm not gonna be one of those people to like rush him in his first year. Like I love Jason Kidd, right? Like that's who we all grew up on. Yeah, so I'm hoping the best for him, especially with the Mavs organization. But he's already made some moves. He brought in Dirk. Dirk's back on the team as I think like what is it, some kind of special advisor for the team now.
Okay.
So like they're going out and they're making moves of what's kind of like comfortable and like what they're used to, and I think it's all going to pan out. I think it's going to pay off. But again, I'm not rushing his process or anything like that. Or for Carlisle or any other guys. I expect more from Carlisle.
Definitely.
Probably.
He's had way more.
Yeah.
He's what, like top 3 active coaches in winning or something like
that.
Yeah,
I think
he's
so.
up there. He's up there. You know what I mean? I liked your point about bringing in a point guard or like bringing in Dame, something like that. Because what I was gonna say was that, the Mavs kind of at times looked sloppy with Luka running the offense. Not like that. It might not have been like Rick Carlisle's fault, but like they didn't really have like a star point guard, so Luka had to be that. And Luka's more of just a flat-out scorer. Like, yeah, he can pass the rock and stuff, but like it looked a little sloppy, sort of like how the Clippers kind of look at the end of games sometimes the past couple years. But like, I think that Jason Kidd coming in with his offensive mindset, his offensive expertise, his point guard expertise, he's gonna have them clicking on offense, even if they get like a regular point guard. And you know what I mean? I just think that'll be a huge difference, just having Jason Kidd point guard mindset type of guy with Luka. Stop it.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, but let's move into the Clippers and the NBA playoffs. So the Suns have the series lead 3-2. Clippers won two of the last 3.
Yeah, 2 of the last 3.
So I mean, they're trying to make a comeback here. I know Hunter said in the beginning, Clippers in 7.
I got 3 words for you, Russo.
Suns in 6.
Yep.
All right. Well, let me just explain. I wouldn't be surprised if the Suns win, right? Like I'm not arrogant towards what the Suns are, what they've built in this playoffs, the run that they're having. It's incredible. It's fantastic. I lived in Arizona in the right next to Phoenix for 4.5 years. Like this, I used to go to Suns games for $10. So the fact that they're doing this now, that's pretty awesome to see. Like I love that. However, they're very beatable, and if there's a team who's going to do it, it's going to be the Clippers, and if there's going to be a team to upset this entire thing, it's going to be the Clippers, and I'll tell you why. 2 reasons. A, defense. They have arguably a top 3 defense in this entire league. When they play on point, they're holding teams like the Suns to 102 points in a night. If they can continue to do B, small ball, and continue to play small ball, I think that's where they win. They're massive. They're giants. Let's be real here. Like, if you can get Reggie Jackson hot for 3, and he is starting to drain 4 to 5 threes in a game, that's fantastic. Same with PG, but realistically, that hasn't been the series for him. How they've been winning is simply defense and small ball. Get PG under the hoop. Get Reggie Jackson under the hoop. Get Morris under the hoop. I mean, and if they can continue to play like that, they might win Game 3. I mean, it's in LA, right? If Clippers fans and LA fans are real ones, they're going to be showing out to this game. They're going to be loud. That home field advantage is going to be a thing. We're talking about a playoff game here. But they got to go back to the Suns, Game 7. Yeah. That's scary.
No, I could
that
definitely
terrifies
see it
me.
Game 7. I'm saying Suns in 6, but I can definitely see the Clippers.
Yeah, I would not be surprised, and that's the thing too. I wouldn't be surprised if they win Game 7 as well. And everyone's talking about, well, can Kawhi come back? Will Kawhi come back? I'm not even counting Kawhi in. I think Kawhi's pissed. He's done.
Yeah, I think
he's not happy with the Clippers. He's not happy with the medical staff. He's not happy that they were telling him you're good to go. He's not that kind of player. Kawhi is a selfish guy, and that's totally fine, right? It's his body that he's throwing around in this NBA. It's his body that they're paying for, right? He, you saw him do what he did with the Spurs. He goes to Toronto. They're like, fantastic. He's gonna stay in Toronto. What'd he do? He was one and done. He got the hell out of there. He's like, cool. I got my championship here. I'm going to the next team, partnering up with PG, and let's be real here, hasn't been working out. Nope. So, wouldn't be surprised if he walks, but I wouldn't be surprised if they could do it without him. And I tell you what, it's a matchup nightmare. If the Hawks somehow find the ways to beat the Bucks, now that Giannis might be down a little bit, whatever's going on. And even if the Bucks do make it, it's almost a little bit of a nightmare for them as well. But I think they have a better chance to keep up with the Clippers, especially small ball wise and just playing defense and stuff. But that's my take on it.
We got to talk about Reggie Jackson for a second, though.
Yes.
He's going off.
Yeah.
I saw some... I might not have the numbers completely correct, but he had 7 20-point games in the regular season out of 67 games. And he has 16 out of 18 playoff games, 20-point games.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? He's just going off. It's great to see. I've always liked Reggie Jackson as a player, so... But I don't know. I got the Suns, man. You're not making bad points. I mean, we've been talking about it for 2 weeks now.
I know, since it's been going on. Yeah,
every time we get into it, I look at Hunter and I'm like, yo, you're not making bad points, though. And he's like, all right, thank you, because you had me thinking, because I'm just adamant. I'm just on the Suns train, you know what I mean? So whatever you say to me, I'm still going Suns.
AG, I got to tell you something. Sometimes when we argue, I feel like I literally have my hands up like this, but I'm complimenting you. I'm like, oh, that's a great pick, AG. And you're like, oh, yeah, that's a fantastic point, Hunter. I don't know. That's always how I picture our arguments.
Because we're not really arguing. We're just debating, you know what I mean? We agree, and then we agree to disagree and walk away.
Regardless, though, the end of the series is going to be a fun one.
There's a lesson in that.
Yeah.
For sure. We'll move right along to the Hawks versus Bucks now. So the Hawks last night stunned the Bucks, completely demolished them.
No Trae Young.
Without Trae Young, exactly. Series tied 2-2.
That was surprising.
Dude. Crazy.
Russo, me and Hunter, we got slammed at work last night. We didn't look up at a TV once. We didn't look at our phone, none of that. We were running around, right? Our night's done, we close and everything. I look at my phone, I'm like, yo, the Hawks are up 20 without Trae Young.
Yeah.
And we're just like, what is going on?
And now who do you think was balling for them while Trae Young was missing?
Lou Will?
Well, Lou will.
Yeah.
But a guy that's been missing the whole series.
Oh,
Bogdanovich.
Yeah, seriously.
We talked about him last week.
Nowhere.
Here. And then he comes out, snaps. I can't remember the full stats, but I mean, the guy went off.
Yeah. I mean,
way too many threes.
Yeah. It was just getting annoying at that point, just watching him drain those
dude,
threes.
Chill out.
No, I know, dude. He had a hell of a game. Clint Capella looked pretty good last night too, from what I saw.
I hope he's okay.
Yeah, he had a nice.
Actually, no, it was just
he had a nice elbow to the eye. He'll probably just have
just
have a shiner.
Couple injuries.
For a second, I was thinking it was his leg or something. But
no. But Giannis, let's talk about this.
Did hyperextend his knee?
And he also had 0 in the first quarter.
Okay, so let's really talk about this here. As much as Giannis, I get that he's one of the best players in the league. He's this good. He's that good. He's very consistent when it comes to scoring. Sometimes terrible with ball handling skills. Sometimes it literally makes me feel like Drew Holiday is the best thing for the Bucks. It's not Giannis. It's not Giannis.
They're only there because Drew Holiday's there. They brought Drew Holiday in for a reason, and it's working in their favor.
Sometimes I just watch like the game, so I'm like, he's the guy who, you know, shifts momentum for them. He'll come back and drain back-to-back threes real quick, and then like they go on these scoring runs. You know, Chris Middleton has obviously stepped up here and there, not enough in my opinion.
Well,
but
last night not.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, you know what I mean?
But the game before he drops 38, it's just like, bro, what are you?
So inconsistent.
Yeah, exactly.
But if Giannis can't play, if Giannis is out,
Drew has to take over.
They can still beat the
Yeah.
Hawks.
Yeah, oh my God,
they need
100%.
Chris Middleton to go for 35.
Yeah.
And I do too, because I'm going to be putting my money on that.
Also, real quick, my one thing with Giannis is I don't know why he thinks he should just be pulling up from 3 every other time. Like, he gets to the basket, drives, and he scores every single time.
Yep.
But he only does it every other time.
Yeah.
And the other time he shoots a 3. The other time passes it. Then he'll drive. Then he'll try and shoot a 3 again. What? Why, dude? You just showed that you can drive to the basket and score at will, whenever you want.
Yeah, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding.
Especially against the Hawks.
Yeah.
This is a matchup nightmare. This series is the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life. I guess kind of both ways because they suck protecting the perimeter, talking about the Bucks, and the Hawks can drain threes when they want to, apparently. But the whole thing is, Giannis should be scoring like 40 points a game.
Yeah.
He should be simply walking in. And like, dude, Clint Capella's not stopping him. That's their.
He shouldn't be, at least.
Yeah, he shouldn't be. You know what I mean? Like, no one should be stopping him on the Hawks team. However, it's been consistently happening. So it hasn't even been happening. It's just he isn't driving in. He's taking these threes like you're talking about. But my whole thing is this should have been a cakewalk for the Bucks. And now it's 2-2, and now it's actually like everyone's scratching their heads like, wait a second, are the Atlanta Hawks actually gonna do it? And they might. Like, that's the scary thing.
Last night,
Without Trae Young.
Yeah. Last night, Dave Portnoy tweeted, he was like, the Hawks get counted out like 18 times per series.
Yeah.
And they just keep fucking prevailing.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know. I like the Hawks, man. I think
No,
they
I'm
might
a
win
fan.
this series.
Yeah.
I'm a fan.
If Trae can come back,
Hawks versus
and
Suns
Giannis
in the
can't?
finals. Yeah.
That
Hawks
would be a
versus
great
Suns in the
matchup.
finals
That would be a great matchup.
Electric.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, honestly, either way these matchups go, I think it'll be great finals.
Yeah.
Like, no matter who wins, pick any two.
Some nice combinations going on.
I don't want to see the Bucks, though. I don't know. I just feel like that's a little less exciting than the other 3
I feel
teams.
that.
You know
I
what
feel
I mean?
that.
The idea.
It's because of
It's also
Giannis.
'cause
It's
they're
because
new
Giannis is
teams,
just
yeah.
gonna go in and dunk on folk. It's like, yeah, cool, good shit. Like, not taking anything away from you, but like, it's not. I want to watch like basketball. You know?
Yeah.
The
I feel
idea of the team coming from the East is neither being the Bucks or the Nets blows my mind. Think about someone saying this to you a month ago. I would literally like spit gum in their hair and bully them or something, shove them in a locker. Like, come on, you're stupid. I'm not even giving you the time of day. Like,
Well, even just saying the Hawks. Like, even saying
the Hawks are gonna make it to the
Sixers, I guess,
championship.
would have been respectable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean to say, but like, yeah, the Hawks. We didn't expect that.
That's absurd.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
absurd.
Keep it up, NBA, because it's new
This is what
and
you wanna
different
see,
now. You know
exactly.
what I mean? So.
Yeah.
Well,
It's a fresh-
I mean, they'll be
fresh
back
breath
next
of
year.
air.
The Warriors got like the
Yeah.
9th pick and 14th or something. They got
it's
Clay
not
back. You know what I mean? Brown's going to come back with a vengeance. Kawhi's going to go somewhere.
I think there's gonna be
It's
a lot
be
of trades all
It's
around.
going to be
as
back to
well.
normal soon.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
know.
dude. How about Dame? We skipped that for a second, but the Blazers hired Chauncey Billups, and then
Yeah.
apparently
Oh,
Dame
facts.
does not like that, huh?
Yeah, he was not a fan. Yeah, I saw a bunch of tweets about that.
So he might be out of here. He might go to the Mavs. Didn't he want Jason Kidd?
Yeah.
Oh, that's why they're talking about that.
You would think.
Just connected the dots.
Yeah. you would think that
There
like
we
you
go.
would include Dame Lillard though on like your head coaching hire. He said he didn't care. I saw tweets
he
about him
did,
saying
yeah.
like yo, it doesn't matter to me, but then like you get Chauncey Phillips and he's just like, bro. Like I said it didn't matter to me because I was trying to be good to the media. Like you guys
Yeah.
suck.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Anyone
just-
else?
that was for
Anyone
Twitter.
else? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we'll wrap up this show right here. You can catch us on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. You can read up on the blogs at russosplaybook.com. Social medias at Russo's Playbook, at ItchAG400. Little Black 22.
Yes, sir.
I knew it. Let's go. We'll catch you again next week.
Peace.
Peace.